As part of activities to mark the Day of the African Child 2025, advocates are calling for stronger policy action and inclusive budgeting to safeguard the rights and voices of children across Nigeria and the continent. At a commemorative event in Abuja of the tour of the National Assembly Trust Fund Library, policymakers, civil society groups, and young advocates gathered to reflect on the progress made and the gaps that remain in ensuring African children are protected, educated, and given a fair start in life. Yearly, June 16 marks the Day of the African Child, and this year's theme, Child Rights, Budgeting, and Government's Policies, is putting a spotlight on how governments prioritize the rights and welfare of children across the continent. The event, organized by the Erudite Growth and Advancement Foundation and Project Hope Alive, emphasized the need for intentional budgeting, not just promises, to address critical areas such as education, healthcare, and child protection services.
The 2025 edition is celebrated under the theme Child Right-Based Budgeting, the role of policy makers. This is very central because budgeting adequately for children is central to ensuring that we have nutrition, we reduce infant mortality, we improve access to education, access to health, and other development and welfare needs of the children. So we believe that working with the library and other stakeholders, the trust fund and other stakeholders, we are developing a massive, nationwide advocacy tool that will bring about benchmark and indicators for child right-based budgeting, right from budget policies to implementation, resource allocation, and even execution of projects.
As voices grow louder for child-centered governance, the hope is that budget lines and policy actions will begin to reflect the urgency of the cause. For the children, the exposure to the National Assembly Library Trust Fund and the legislative process has broadened their minds on what the future holds when proper budgeting and policies are implemented, ensuring no African child is left behind.
I was so honored when I received the news that I was going to be playing the role of the speaker in a plenary session which took place at Tudun Wada Government School on the 16th of June. At first I didn't know just how much this would affect my life, but now that I'm standing here I can really see the impact of it. Really appreciate them for hosting us and giving us a lecture about all these wonderful monuments and all these wonderful past leaders, and I was even honored enough to actually experience a VR headset, which I've never done in my life, but I can say the experience is surreal. I'm really, being a Madam Speaker has really impacted my life, and I'm really thankful to the Erga Foundation and the secretary, and I'm really just honored to have been a part of this, even if it wasn't as my role as the speaker, but I must say I'm honored.
EGAF, however, commended the outstanding institutional and civil society leaders standing with them to amplify children's rights and policy inclusion, from legislative innovation to civil engagement. According to them, these leaders shape the environment in which young voices will thrive. Annie T. Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.